guys, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little book unhaul. This is going to be a pretty short video because I don't have very many books here, but I got the urge like a week ago, I think it was now, to go through my books again because I'm still apparently picking away at books that I'm deciding I really don't want. These are books not necessarily they were bad. They're just they were books they were either fine and I liked them just fine, but I'm not going to reread them. I also just need space, because even though I keep getting rid of books, I keep also, getting new ones to replace them and stuff. So it's not really helping me any, even though the books that I'm getting to replace them, I actually like and will keep, which, you know, isn't really helping the book space issue, but it's beside the point. These books aren't, like I said, necessarily bad. They just either don't work for me for one reason or another, or I just don't need them anymore, so I'm gonna pass them on, or I'm not gonna reread them ever again. So, the first book is The Lost Girl of Astor Street by Stephanie Morel. I actually, won this in a giveaway when it first came out. It's like signed by the author and everything. So, this one, it's a historical mystery set in the 1920s. I like it just fine, but I'm not really a mystery person, I'm not really a historical person, so I don't see myself rereading it, and there was something about the ending that I didn't particularly care for. I don't know what it is, because most people who I've seen talk about this book really like it, and the ending and all that, but the ending just didn't click with me. The climax point, like the whodunit person, it didn't click for me. And I don't know why. I still haven't figured that out to this day because I did reread this a while ago now, but I did, you know, this wasn't like I read it once and then forgot about it. I actually did read it again to try to figure it out, and I couldn't figure it out that time either. So I don't know if it's just down to I'm not a mystery person, so I don't know. And this is actually the old cover version. It actually has a different cover now, so it makes it kind of a slightly more rare book, even if it is a little messed up a bit with the dust jacket all messed up and things like that, but yeah. So that's the first one. Then I have Do Hard Things. I've read this before. I've read this a couple times before. I have some things like underlined in here and stuff, but I don't see myself reading this again. I don't need this anymore, so I'm just gonna pass it on. Then I have a whole series, and that is the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. Now, these books are interesting. I really like the movie versions of these. I did like them to a certain degree. Like, I gave Insurgent like 3 stars. That's the second book. My favorite of the series was the first one, Divergent, but I was looking through them yesterday. I was just like reading bits, and if I want to experience this story again, I'm probably just going to watch the movies. I've watched the movies more than I've read the books, and I enjoy how they adapted it. So I'm probably just going to stick with that rather than keep the books too. I mean, if I want to read these again, the library has these books. These are not like books that no library would have. So I can always revisit them. I don't need to own them. Also, I didn't like the way the third and the final book, Allegiant, ended. I wasn't a fan of that, and most of this book I remember being pretty boring and pretty dull. So I was fine when the movie kind of changed this one a lot. I was fine with it. So, yeah. And then this one, which is like from, it's a collection of like shorter versions of the first book from a different character's perspective. I remember liking it okay, but again, if I want to read these again, I can get them from the library. And the last 2 books are going to require a little explanation. That is Rapunzel in the Lost Lagoon and Rapunzel in the Vanishing Village. Now, these are novel tie-ins to the Tangled the Series TV show, which is also known as Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, because they changed the title halfway through. Don't ask me why. It's Disney. Who really knows why? So I'm gonna talk about this one first, which is technically the second one. These are beautiful books, by the way. I really like how the books are designed. Like, they're really pretty, and it's about my favorite characters from my favorite movies. So you would think, okay, even if I don't like them, I would keep them anyways, just because they're pretty, but I don't really keep books for that reason. So this one in particular, I I had problems with when I first read it, and I never reread it, which tells me something about it. I did not like, sometimes it felt, I know they're middle grade, but sometimes they felt extremely childish, which is kind of weird. I mean, which is probably a hard thing to balance with, like, older teen to adult characters that you're doing in, like, a middle grade type story. But, I mean, the series balanced it out fine. Like, I never thought they were childish in the series. Need to rewatch it at some point and, you know, reevaluate my opinion on it. But I just found this really childish in a way. And in this one, we have points of view from Rapunzel, her friend Cassandra, and Eugene. The first book didn't have Eugene's point of view. I felt like Eugene's point of view wasn't utilized as well as it could be. He's like a fan favorite character in this fandom. So the way they kind of just put him in here and didn't really use his perspective, they were still just mostly focusing on Rapunzel and Cassandra, which I don't know why, because, I mean, Rapunzel, yeah, she's the main character, but Cassandra is just like an annoying character. I'll get to her in a minute, but with the other book, but I feel like his character his point of view was kind of wasted. And it would have been better if it was just the two girls' perspective, because it didn't really add much, his perspective. And it seemed kind of wasted. And that really irritated me. The first time I read it, not to mention it was kind of childish. There were a couple of things in here that I liked. But it's not enough for me to keep the book. It's not enough, apparently, for me to never reread this thing, because I got it when it came out. When did it come out? It came out in 2018, and I never read this again. So, and I bought this when it was new. So, yeah, from a book that's of my favorite movie and TV not really my favorite TV show, but anyways, of my favorite movie and characters, and I never read it again. Yeah, that tells me I didn't really like it. So, because most of my other Tangled books I've read at least twice. There's one that I haven't, but I will be soon because I'm rereading it to evaluate if I want to keep it. But, yeah. So, this one's gonna go bye-bye. Just because I appreciate they wrote it, but unfortunately, if I want, like, a Tangled story, I want it to be about the two characters I care about, which are Rapunzel and Eugene. I don't care about Cassandra. Like, seriously. The series ended me caring about her anyway. But, anyways, so that was my opinion on the second book. The first one, which is Rapunzel and the Lost Lagoon, this one is only from Rapunzel and Cassandra's perspective. It was kind of like, supposed to be like an origin of their friendship and stuff. Again, beautiful book. I really love and appreciate the way they design these books. It's really very pretty. So I appreciate the effort they put in to make these, like, quality type books. But, however, the, okay, this one I was thinking, okay, I might get rid of Vanishing Village, but I might keep this one. I remember liking this one more. Again, though, I didn't read this more than once. And again, this came out in 2017, so when the series came out. I don't think I didn't get this when it first came out. I think I got it the same year I got Vanishing Village. So, this one, I started looking through it. I started reading bits of it. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just keep this one. Then I read Cass's point of view. And I forgot how bloomin' selfish this girl is. Oh my goodness. Because I'm just gonna point out a little thing that it's part of this TV series. This kind of takes place in between a couple of episodes. It kind of takes place before the episodes start, and then it kind of takes place partially after a particular episode. So, so this is a mild spoiler for the series, but not really, because it kind of gets revealed at the end of episode 1. So, anyways, okay, so Rapunzel's hair grows back because she touches these black magical rocks. It's part of the plot for the series. Just, if you don't understand that, just roll with it. I'm not explaining the entire plot of the series. So, anyways, with this one, so Cass tells her at first when this happens, you can't tell anybody how you got your hair grow back. You can't even tell your boyfriend. So, because then, like, Cass would get taken away from being Rapunzel's lady-in-waiting, stuff like that. So Rapunzel at first agrees. Later on in the first episode of the series, it's called What the Hair, Eugene just kind of is like, okay, I know you're keeping something from me. What is it? Rapunzel's like trying not to tell him, but then it comes out at the end that she does tell him eventually because she doesn't want any secrets between them, which is really great. It's really great for their relationship. It shows that they're both trying and stuff like that. So the thing is, in this story, we kind of go after that, where Cass finally learns that Rapunzel told Eugene about where her hair came from, and she is the most selfish individual in the world, Cassandra is. She, like, seems to think telling Eugene is, like, gonna get her kicked out because he's gonna tell on somebody. It's like, no, he's not gonna tell. Rapunzel even tells her, he's not gonna tell. But she's just, like, all she cares about is herself. Her job, her future in trying to get into the Royal Guard. Her. It's like, she doesn't even care that Rapunzel was doing something for her own relationship about her own hair growing back. That is her business, not Cass's, to tell her boyfriend, who's eventually probably going to be her husband. It's like, no, but Cass just wants her to keep this secret to keep her job. That is the most selfish, obnoxious thing. This character is really obnoxious. I did not like her at first in the series. She kind of grew on me by the second season, but then they ruined it by doing the third season, but that's beside the point. So when I started reading that, I just started getting angry because I had forgotten just how bloomin' selfish this girl is. And it's like, I really wish if they had written a female friend for Rapunzel, couldn't they have made her a little nicer? Why do they have to make her this stupid, strong, feminist character? I hate those characters. For this reason. Because they're so bloomin' selfish. They're so bloomin' selfish. All she cares about is her opinion, her thing. How come Rapunzel is not listening to her and doing what she wants? I don't know, maybe because Rapunzel has a brain and she wants to do her own thing and not listen to you all the time. Maybe because her former kidnapping mother lied to her and gaslighted her forever, and now you're doing the same thing. This is the whole reason this book is leaving. And the whole stack that just fell over. Because I just can't take it anymore. I just couldn't take it. I just started reading that and I was just like, oh my goodness, this girl's obnoxious. So, I got rid of it. Which may prove to be my downfall when I try to rewatch the series. That character may prove to be my downfall with that series. And I may end up just being like, it was fine when it came out, but I would probably never watch it again because of this character. This is just a perfect example of how one character can ruin an entire story for somebody. Just saying. So, yeah. That is my little unhaul. I hope you enjoyed my rambles and my rantings about these particular books. It's a little bit of a shorter video today, but yeah, I do so many long videos. This is probably a good break for you guys. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!